or so. Edwin couldn't suppress his snort. Now she rounded on him. Damn. Do you have something to say, Lord Blakeborough? The formality of her words should have given him pause. It didn't. Warren and Niall are grown men. They can take care of themselves, and will probably do it better without you tagging along. Planting her hands on her hips, she narrowed her eyes at him. Stay out of this. It does not concern you. Actually, it does, Warren broke in. While I'm away, Edwin is going to accompany you and your mother to whatever social engagements you wish to attend. The emotions that played over her face were intriguing. Surprise, then confusion, then more of that amazing anger that brought such fetching colour into her cheeks. Edwin couldn't stop staring. Was the flush all-encompassing? Did it extend beneath her clothing? God, he must stop thinking about what was beneath her clothing. Why ever would Edwin need to do that? She bit out. To protect you from Durand, Edwin said bluntly. For a second she paled. Or perhaps he'd imagined it, for almost instantly she spat. That is beyond ridiculous. Warren's dark eyes glittered. Is it? He marched up to her. Ever since you refused the man's proposal, he's dogged you at every turn. You were frightened enough of him after his last appearance to beg me to bring you and your mother to Hatton Hall for the rest of the winter. If Edwin hadn't been watching her closely, he wouldn't have seen her convulsive swallow. And that one little motion made something knot in his gut, because that was another thing he'd never seen. Clarissa afraid. It disturbed him more than he expected. It also made him question his assumption that she might be exaggerating the situation. She drew herself up. That was months ago. Her voice tightened ever so slightly. Surely Count Durand has gotten over this nonsense by now. Oh, your absence has made him even more obsessed, Warren said. I can't take the chance that it's the latter. Unless you want to return to Shropshire. Absolutely not. Clarissa set her shoulders firmly. I will not miss the season because of that ridiculous man. He probably only wanted me for my fortune anyway, like the rest of them. I don't think so, Warren said. Durand comes from a long line of wealthy French aristocrats. His family fled the Revolution for England early enough to retain most of their assets, and once they returned to France after the war, they were able to insinuate themselves into royal circles. So the Frenchman spent some time in England before he was actually posted here? Edwin asked. He was born in Sussex, Clarissa said dully, and raised there too until his family went back. He's that young? About your age, yes. So, not some aging roue looking for a young bride to bear him sons? Hardly, Warren said, and he refused to take no for an answer. Why was that, if not for Clarissa's fortune? Edwin asked. She whirled on him, eyes blazing. Oh, I don't know. Perhaps he was foolish enough to think me pretty, or engaging, or... I'm sure Edwin didn't mean that the way it came out, Warren said soothingly. She stared Edwin down. Didn't you? God, he'd never been good at deciphering women. He weighed his words. I mean that men who don't take no for an answer generally have a reason for their obsession, if you will. He thought of his mother. No, that wasn't the same at all. I'm merely trying to get at what the reason might be. When she continued to stare balefully at him, he thought to add, beyond your beauty and wit, that is. She rolled her eyes. You really cannot give a woman a compliment without being bullied into it, can you? That startled him. I can. I just don't always think to do so. I'm not like my smooth-talking brother. Something flitted over her features. Sympathy? No, it couldn't be. Not with Clarissa. Yet when she spoke again, her voice was softer. No one would ever mistake you for Samuel, Edwin, and that's something you should be proud of. He was still reeling from those unexpectedly thoughtful words when she cleared her throat and added in a harder voice, But that doesn't mean I want you scowling over me like a watchdog for the next few weeks. That was more the Clarissa he knew. Now, cousin, Warren began, Edwin was kind enough to agree to do this, and given that he doesn't much enjoy society... Exactly, she snapped. He'll be worse than you, chiding me and curbing my...